Alli visits Pirate's Cove. "Alli, come on, we're gonna be late," her family all called from the car. Alli walked slowly with dread in her steps. This would be the worst day out so far. With parking lot jammed and strangers around, Alli wandered around by herself. Her parents had told her to meet them for lunch by the old antique store called Bookshelf. Totally bored and with nothing to do, Alli found a cool ship to explore. It had lots of ropes and neat places to hide, so she quickly decided to board. She tugged at the gangplank so it was aboard. Now no one could get on the ship. She suddenly had the whole cruise to herself, and she smiled with a twist of her lip. "Ahoy, mateys, you're mine now, you see." She put her two hands on the wheel. "Where do you think we should set out to go? Where's the treasure us pirates will steal?" Turning the big wooden wheel to the right, in her mind she was heading to sea. The tourists on shore started gasping out loud, for the person on board was Alli. Courageously looking around on the boat, sweet Alli found all kinds of fun. The cannon was loaded and ready for show, and Alli soon fired the gun. The cannon jumped back from the force of the blow. Then it gave off a deafening roar. Vibrations bounced off of the harbor store walls when the boom hit the hills and the shore. Smoke rose and swirled, and it circled her head like a gray snake that crawled through the air, so thick that it startled the people on shore, who did nothing but comment and stare. The crowd just went crazy, all lined up on shore. They waved and they shouted and cheered. They tried hard to tell her that she was adrift, but that just wasn't quite what she heard. She pranced and she flirted with things on the ship, taking dips and bows all on her own. Dancing around while the crowd egged her on, Alli found that her bravery had grown. Climbing the ropes on the mainmast was fun, but reaching the crow's nest was hard. It was way up on top, far away from the crowd that was watching her. She was the star. She wobbled and swayed as the ship gently rocked, with the waves passing under the bow. Clowning around, Alli got her tail caught in the ropes, but she didn't know how. She looked at the mainsail and raised it up full, using both of her hands in her tail. She climbed up the yardarm where pelicans sit, and her tail happily thumped on the sail. Watching below as the crowds cheered and gasped, Alli balanced, then struck a good pose. Some news crews arrived, and a broadcaster zoomed in on Alli to headline their show. She sat on the gangplank and promptly fell over the edge and then dove in the water. Up popped her head, and the seaweed that covered her snout made her laugh and then sputter. Real close to shore, Alli quickly emerged and then climbed up the bank through the crowd. Her parents were waiting with towel in hand, but Alli just grinned. Then she bowed. When one newsman asked what her favorite thing on the ship was, she listed all three. She loved climbing the rigging and steering the ship and pretending she's Captain Alli. Alli's adventure made headlines that week, and her sailing news soared round the world. The Lady Elaine sailed from port the next day, but they wouldn't let Alli on board.